In our first story, scores of patients reporting as the outpatients department of the Tamale Teaching Hospital to seek medical care have been left unattended to. Health staff of the hospital are yet to resume after they withdrew their services yesterday to demand a better protection. Alleged NPP thugs, calling themselves Kandahar Boys, stormed the office of the CEO Monday morning and dragged him out over corruption allegations. Some of the stranded patients spoke to Joy News.
So we were told to come here. That was on the 14th of June, or July, that we came. And we were told to come back this month, 14th. And actually, we are here this morning. And when we came, we were told that they are on strike. And actually, we couldn't sleep this night. And we are going back to our wallet this morning to see if there's a need from other hospital.
So you can't wait because...
You can't wait because we are not seeing any changes from them. We are not seeing any improvement. We are doubting as whether they will attend to us this morning or not. And we will not wait, and at the end, maybe there won't be any help. So we are seeing that if we get back to our wallet and then get another help somewhere, it will have been better than standing here till evening.
We came on Monday. And
if you can speak louder.
Up to now, we haven't seen any doctor to attend to us. Our mother was on Monday. They gave us some tests to come and do. So now I went to the laboratory. No one is there to do the test for us. They are keeping on telling us that we should wait. We are sitting down there. No one is attending to us.
What's wrong with your brother?
Yeah, he's suffering from kidney problem.
And are you ready to wait? What are you doing now?
Now they said we should come and do some lab tests. That's why we are there. And no doctor is there to do the test for us.
What is the problem?
Yes, it was last 2 weeks. We went to Saga Hospital. My brother's wife is not well. We went to Saga Hospital. They give her a refer to Tamale. We came here, let me say 2 weeks today. And the sick person is not recovered. So yesterday I was there evening time. They said they can no more treat her, that they will give us some medicine. They will give us from go to advanced clinic or hospital that they can treat. That they was right.
How is she feeling?
She's not recovered.
Is she struggling? Is she in pain? Tell me exactly how she is.
Yes, she's struggling.
We'll stay with this issue because a meeting between the regional minister and the aggrieved staff ended a while ago. The regional minister spoke to Joy News after the meeting.
There has been a very fruitful discussion. What is happening is that they are also very concerned about the patients, much as they want their security to be assured. We have also talked and appealed to them using moral suasion, and they said that they represent various unions within the teaching hospital. So they will put their heads together and we'll get back to other. They have also asked us to put certain things in order, and we are also going to do the same. So by the end of it all, we will all converge at one point and make sure that work returns to the hospital as soon as possible.
They are making only two. Wait, they are making only two demands that you give them security.
Arrest your voice as well.
And are you arresting the boys?
The security is already on the ground. The security, they are already on the ground, and also we are going to ensure that there will be a police duty post in the hospital.
When are we arresting the boys?
Let's go to our correspondent on this beat for the outcome of that meeting. Martina, before we talk about the outcome of this morning's meeting, how are the stranded patients dealing with the situation?
They are really not happy about what is happening. Some people came from different districts. I spoke to a lady who said she had come from Wale Wale. That's about 80 kilometers to Tamale. because the brother was sick and they brought him. He said that he has a kidney problem. And when they got there, they were told that the specialist doctors were not working, and so they were just stranded. Another person also said he was coming from somewhere central Gonja, and they also referred here. They are also here. They were at the hospital, and nobody to attend to them. A lot of people were at the outpatient department, no doctor to attend to them.
What was the outcome of this meeting? Are the health staff going back to work?
The minister said some conditions were given. The doctors asked them to meet some conditions, which they are going to work to ensure that they resolve those issues. And he says that the doctors also will be meeting the various unions who they work with so that they can also come to a compromise. But he didn't tell us exactly when they will return to work,
okay,
even though we asked him.
Right, thank you very much, Martina Bugri, for that update. Right, let's move to the central region. Seth Kwame Boateng is traveling with the health minister, who is scheduled to open about 7 more polyclinics in that region. Now, we understand the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Anthony Nsiah-Sarri, is part of this team, and he's also been speaking about the attacks on hospital staff. Now, mind you, Dr. Anthony Nsiah-Sarri himself was a former medical director at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. It is said in one of these statements released by current nurses of the Tamale Teaching Hospital that he was also forcibly removed from his office as CEO of the hospital. It will be interesting to find out his thoughts about the current development from his current position as Director General of the Ghana Health Service. Seth Kwame Boateng will be bringing us that update shortly. But a structure completed last year by the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly for Healthcare Services is now a haven for squatters. The over 200,000 city community-based health planning and services CHIPS compound at Kenton Krono is yet to be put to use. It's one of 6 projects initiated by 4 assemblies at over 1.24 million Ghana cedis. The 2017 Auditor General's report captures them to highlight lapses in managing and utilizing District Assembly Common Fund and other statutory funds. Prince Apia visited sites of these projects and came through with the following details.
Even from a distance, the neatly roofed structure decorated in 2 different shades of green looks abandoned. The height of weeds covering it depicts complete lack of care about its state. All windows and doors have been fixed, but a building constructed at the cost of 220,517 Ghana cedis cannot serve its purpose. So this structure over here is a CHIPS compound that's supposed to take care of the health care needs of residents here at Kenton Krono and its environs. But according to the Auditor General's report for 2017, this structure was completed in March 2017 but has not been put to use. So residents here have had to travel to Tech Junction, Ejiso, or seek health care in private institutions, while this place has been taken over by weeds and squatters. Squatters, mainly construction workers, are busily preparing supper. Without the slightest of fear, anyone will order them out. Though they won't speak on record, they admit staying here since the beginning of the year because they are working nearby. So, the CHIPS compound, which should be providing healthcare services to people within the community, is free shelter until their work is done. Power is connected to the compound. Lamps and fans all are working. 5 rooms, including the toilet and bathhouse, are fully at the disposal of squatters. Clothes and other belongings of the squatters are visible everywhere. Some hanged over the window metal guards. Television and radio sets have also been arranged in the inner perimeter of the building. Residents are unhappy about the state of affairs as part of the building is beginning to gather dust.
Now a cheap compound you see my
They keep telling us equipment for the chips compound is coming from Accra. It's been 1 year, but it haven't arrived. This is supposed to be our first point of call in times of emergency.
First aid because we could I
have 3 children. I pray it doesn't happen. But if one of my children should get ill at night, how do I take my child to the roadside for a taxi? If this should be completed, in such a case, they can provide some first aid services. The Auditor General's report revealed the project was completed by the KME before the Oforiko municipality, where it is sited, was carved out. What is left is hospital equipment and furniture to get it operational. Gordon Okumanyame is Public Relations Officer for KME.
As a result of lack of funds, we couldn't provide the equipment. The suspect tender has been opened, and then the entity tender committee is going through evaluation report for a award of contract for a contractor to procure equipment for the chip compound. So very soon the facility will be put to full operation.
Until these processes are fast-tracked, the people here will have to spend money and time to travel elsewhere to access health care. And state resources will continue to dissipate. Prince Apia reporting.
Back to Accra now, and the regional police has arrested 1 suspect in connection with the shooting of 4 police officers and a civilian over the weekend. The shooting incident happened on Saturday night at Zamrama Line near Mamprobi in Accra as the officers responded to a distress call to combat a robbery operation. 6 persons sustained gunshot wounds, including 2 civilians, one of whom fell into a drain trying to escape as the armed men opened fire on the police. Now, Regional Police Commander DCOP George Alex Mensah confirms that 1 of the suspects has been arrested, but says they are in search of 2 more who are currently on the run.
We picked 1 of the suspects at Shukura yesterday in the evening.
How many men are we looking out for?
Our intelligence indicated to 3 people were at the scene when the incident happened, and we picked 1 of them, remaining 2. We have their names, but we still want to keep their names secret. We'll disclose it at appropriate time. I just want to assure the public that the investigation is ongoing, and then the police will do whatever we can to unravel. We will continue to protect the public as our mandate.
So what is the condition of the police officers?
3 of them who were discharged are faring very well. We visited them in their homes. The one who is still at the hospital is also doing well. And, I think very soon he may also be discharged.
How about the 2 civilians?
One had already been discharged when we went there on the Monday. The old lady who broke the leg is still there. You know, at that advanced age, once you get a broken leg, it takes time to heal. So she's still at the hospital.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, pressure group Occupy Ghana has described as problematic the Bank of Ghana's claim that some of the collapsed banks secured licenses fraudulently. Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Ernest Addison, in announcing the creation of Consolidated Bank of Ghana, disclosed that Sovereign Bank secured their license by false pretense. This, Occupy Ghana says, is a big problem for the country, especially when the BOG failed to do due diligence with regards to the establishment and operations of the said bank. A statement issued by the group describes as horrifying the repeated and blatant breaches of laws and regulations governing the financial sector. Many civil society organizations, experts, and the Christian Council of Ghana have called on government to arrest and prosecute persons involved in the collapse of the banks. Speaking in an interview with Joy News, lead member of Occupy Ghana, Sydney Casey Hayford, said Government should not only make public the results of all investigations conducted, but must ensure that both civil and criminal laws are applied when need be.
The persons who intend to set up a bank right from the get-go have got evil intentions. It is not their intention to run a proper bank. They are starting off fraudulently from the beginning, and that becomes a problem. That is why we are making it very clear, saying in no uncertain terms that nobody should be spared. Anybody who is involved in this corruption, this huge stealing mess, must definitely be punished. We expect the government to make sure that they do so. There are criminal activities involved, and there are civil activities and civil actions involved as well. Between one bank and its customer, that's a civil action. But you look at it on a wider scale, where there has been criminal activity, then we expect that the government will make sure that all that is properly investigated and people are booked and charged and jailed. This is something that has to happen. And the government doesn't do this, then we have to take a different look at, the fight against corruption.
They are called the overseas communities in Ghana, not because they are outside the shores of Ghana, but because they are cut off from the rest of the country 7 months each year. Their only means of transport is the tractor or long market trucks, and when one travels with a luxurious car into these communities, you would need a tractor to tow you out of the mud. The communities include Mankragu, Yagba, Kubori, Riasidu, Jadma, Grun, Koko, and many others. Martina Bugri has more in the following report.
They have had to rely on tractors as their means of transport because it is the only vehicle that can stand the test of time. Daboya is the district capital, but they are currently cut off from the capital. Abdul Salam, a driver who has been stuck on the road for the past 3 weeks, shares his ordeal.
Our work has really been hampered by this deplorable road. I have been sleeping in this bush for 2 weeks because of this bad road. Every year, videos are taken and we are told it will be worked on, but nothing happens. Getting food is a problem from here.
Because of the road, so to say I want to say no.
At night, this place becomes quite dangerous, with lots of mosquitoes all around.
Currently, the way most people access these communities are to travel from Tamale, the regional capital, through to Fumbisi in the Upper East region, and then to these communities or the Yagaba districts before you can access these communities. Madam Ibrahim Anatu have had to travel on the back of a motorbike to send her child to the Yagaba clinic.
This one is affecting us horrible because the children, when they are sick, we can't take them to cross the water. Neither you to take them to the hospital, and there is no any clinic over there when you didn't cross the water, and there is no any road again when you are to pass without entering the water.
Yusuf Suleimana is a tractor operator whose job is to carry goods and people in the area.
You can't go anywhere. We are just sitting in one place. So we are begging government, they should come out and help us. We are very, very, very dangerous begging them because now we are now hungry. Even to get salt and eat self is dangerous. If not this tractor that we came and pick the salt and go, no road to go.
But MP for the area, Shaibu Muhammad, said the contractors working on the 53 kilometers and 30 kilometer Daboya Busunu and Daboya Mankargu routes have had to abandon the project because of non-payment by government.
This road was actually awarded to a contract. A contractor was supposed to have taken from Yagaba through to mile 36, that's Nabianga River, and then another contractor from Daboya coming towards Nabianga. And so if all these, worked out, we'll have a complete road from Yagaba, indeed from Sandama, from BC, where see Yaba through to the Boya, and then you can cross over to Southern Ghana, to Rubusuno. And so these are the two major contracts that were given out in November of 2016. Okay, so the contractor started work. As you can see, you have a pile of construction work and equipment at Yagaba. You get to the Boya, you see the other side of it. The contractor came to site, mobilized, did a great deal of work, and so certificates have been raised and payments have not been.
Away from that, a pastor is in the grips of the KNUST District's police headquarters for abandoning the body of his house help at Ejazongo, a suburb of Kumasi. Head pastor of the Spirit of Truth Ministry, Bishop Kingsley Harrison, is said to have brought the remains of 26-year-old Doreen Ativo at 2 a.m. on Tuesday. Let's get onto the phone lines and speak with Emmanuel Kwesi Deborah for more. Kwesi, bring us up to speed on the background to this sad development. Right, let's get on the phone lines now and speak with Kwesi Deborah. Kwesi, can you help us understand on what charge are the police holding Bishop Harrison on?
Yes, at the moment I can say that he's not been charged officially, because now police are trying to investigate the matter. They are hearing both sides to get the crux of the matter so that they can base on that and charge him. But for now, he's not been charged officially.
Background of the story as we know it.
Okay, this according to relatives, they tell me that Bishop Harrison with his church branches in Accra and also Kumasi sought the services of the deceased at the age of 10. And this was after the demise of Doreen's father, that's the deceased father, who attended the same church. And they say that 4 months ago, Bishop Harrison reported her demise to the family after complaining of an illness we were told was asthma. And he was subsequently asked to bring the body back. And relatives say every attempt to convince him to bring back the deceased hasn't been successful. And so, Pastor Harrison, they allege, organized a wake for the deceased. So on Tuesday, he decided to bring the body, that's this Wednesday dawn, in a hearse, accompanied by a vehicle, which was subsequently caught by the residents and the family of the deceased, and they allege he was trying to abscond. And so he was taken to the police headquarters, the KNUST district headquarters. Daniel.
He's yet to be charged.
Yet to be charged. He's not been officially charged. They are trying to hear cases because they are finding a whole lot of nuances in there. So they're trying to find what the case really is so that they can base on that and charge him officially.
Right.
Daniel.
Thank you very much, Kwesi Deborah, for that. Now, we will be moving on, and the Chief Executive Officer of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, Akwesi Agyemang-Busia, says government should clearly define what it terms as luxurious vehicles to ease their transactions with motorists who come to their office for business. Mr. Busia says this policy in its current state makes it difficult to categorize what a luxury vehicle is and what is not. According to him, a clearer definition of the policy will bring clarity on what really constitutes luxurious vehicles. He spoke to Joy News in an interview.
The response is being mixed. There's a little bit of frustration on the law about cars that are, for example, 25 years old or 12 years old, that is paying the same levy as another one, the same capacity. We're working through these things to make sure that the law is fair. The label of luxury, for example, is erroneous simply because when you say luxury, people think of the big cars, the V8s and so forth. And you can have a hard body pickup. That is a 3.5 capacity engine, and that's described in this as luxury. So the misnomer, the mislabel is not accurate, and we're working through that. Education is key, whereby the communicators will explain to people if I have a transfer, if I'm a pickup, why the luxury label, if my car is old, why should I be charged? Typically other places, depending on the age of the car, the levy lessens as the car grows older. If there are questions, as I stand here with you, I believe there are lack of clarity in certain areas as I enumerated, but I also know that we are listening. We, the collecting agency, and also the finance and GRA are working together to make this, clear this up so people can understand why it is so. We're coming in right now, DVLA, with the mission control, the fourth quarter, because we have the threshold. We work with EPA to make sure that cars that are having toxic substances are managed. Where a lot of citizenry are breathing these things, because a lot of our businesses are by the roadside. We're looking to do this, to better the environment for the next generation and do the right thing by our people. We are also looking at, for example, the insurance, those that have vehicles that don't have insurance as part of their registration, to make sure that's implemented. And in fact, beginning October, we are also asking those with customized license plates to come back to us with our new database to get authentic.
And that will be all for today's bulletin of Joy News today. I am Daniel Daze. Up next is Emmanuel Abuajewiafi with business, but for more news, you can log on to myjoyonline.com.